March 24, 1603, something was terribly wrong inside the private chambers of Richmond Palace. A nauseating stench crept through the cold stone corridors, thick enough to make seasoned courtiers recoil. Those who dared approach the Queen's door pressed perfumed cloths to their faces, but no fragrance could disguise the unmistakable smell of rotting flesh. Inside that room sat Elizabeth Tudor, Queen of England, dying in a way history would later struggle to accept. She refused to lie down. To understand how England's most formidable monarch ended like this, we must return just weeks earlier. At the start of 1603, the 69-year-old Queen still ruled with the iron authority that had defined her reign since 1558. She had survived conspiracies, wars, and assassination attempts through sheer intelligence and will. Then something inside her broke. In February, Elizabeth sank into a suffocating melancholy after the death of her closest friend, Catherine Howard, Countess of Nottingham. On her deathbed, Catherine confessed a secret that shattered the Queen's final defenses. Years earlier, she had intercepted a desperate letter from Robert Devereux, Earl of Essex, the last man Elizabeth truly loved. Essex had begged the Queen for mercy before his execution. That letter never reached her. Elizabeth had signed his death warrant believing he died defiant. The truth destroyed her. Witnesses described a Queen transformed. She refused food. Went days without speaking. Stood motionless for hours, staring into nothingness. When she spoke, she repeated one question again and again. Must I depart? But Elizabeth did not depart quietly. Her body began to betray her. Open sores appeared across her skin. Her mouth and throat swelled grotesquely. A foul odor seeped from her wounds, the unmistakable smell of decay. Court physicians suspected poisoning. Not by enemies, but by something far more insidious. For decades, Elizabeth had coated her face in cerose of Venice, a white cosmetic made from lead. It created the ghostly mask that became her symbol of power. Lead accumulated silently in her body for nearly 45 years. Mercury ointments prescribed for illness and scarring only worsened the damage. She had been poisoning herself in the name of beauty and authority. By March, her throat was so swollen she could barely swallow. Her skin wept fluids, soaking the cushions where she sat. The stench became unbearable. Still, she refused to lie down. If I lie down, she said, I shall never rise again. For 4 days and nights, she remained seated on the floor, rigid, decaying, defiant. Rings were removed as her fingers swelled. Her hair, long hidden beneath wigs, had nearly fallen out. When asked to name an heir, Elizabeth could no longer speak. Instead, she raised her trembling hands, shaped a crown, and pointed north, toward Scotland. James VI. The son of Mary, Queen of Scots, the woman Elizabeth had imprisoned and executed. The irony was merciless. Finally, she was persuaded to lie down. She never rose again. Elizabeth drifted in and out of consciousness as her organs failed. Her mind flickered between clarity and delirium. In the early hours of March 24, 1603, at approximately 3 a.m., Elizabeth I died. But the horror did not end there. Her body decomposed at an alarming rate. It swelled grotesquely. Fluids leaked through burial linens. The smell forced the coffin to be sealed quickly. During the state funeral, attendants reported a nauseating odor seeping through the seams. Years later, when her tomb was opened, her lead coffin had been coral. Even in death, the poison within her continued its work. Elizabeth Tudor, Gloriana, the Virgin Queen, did not die peacefully. She died rotting alive, refusing to surrender control even as her body collapsed. The marble effigy at Westminster shows her serene and eternal. It is a comforting lie. The truth is darker. She understood power better than anyone, and in the end, she understood exactly what it was costing her. And she was right. Once she lay down, she never rose again.